Host joining us live. And to those that have joined us on the archive, D Style here. I'm being joined by the one and the only Christine from In the Ring with Christine. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, if you like the content. A lot of stuff to follow here. There's my mic. There we go. That's better. Let's get this started, Christine. First of all, David Benavidez, as I expected, went out there, and I don't know if Andrade stole something from him or like, but he beat him up that way, as if he stole something from him. He went out there and pulverized him, overwhelmed him. By round three, I felt this fight was a wrap. It was only a matter of time. Dropped some. I try to figure some stuff out. It just didn't work, and they stopped the fight in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, so we talked about this before, and we were saying that, Boo Boo had to prove that he was worthy. He was somebody that was just maybe like overlooked, passed over, and this was his time. He was going to have to really show something. And even if he lost, if he looked good and he did the right thing, people would be like, you know what? He was against Benavidez, and maybe we want to see him against somebody else again. But honestly, I wasn't impressed. I was not impressed at all. He was leaping in with his punches. He had no power. I mean, some of the good things he was doing was his levels, like jabbing head, body, head. But he had some wild shots, and I wasn't impressed. Like, I would not want to pay for another fight where he's involved. What about you?
Damn. No, no, not $89. That's for sure. They could put him on regular boxing cards, and I'll watch for sure. I think he can give some guys problems. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I would favor Planton against him. I would favor Morale against him. I would favor Jermel at this weight class against him. I would favor Jamal against him. There's not a lot of guys I would pick um, to lose to him anyway. It's my opinion, but it is what it
So a
is. But
lot of people were saying that he is a gatekeeper. Would you agree with that? That he's a gatekeeper?
now, yeah, probably. You know,
So before you wouldn't have said that. So now after
no,
seeing
like
this,
I consider him like a serious contender, but now I'm not sure. I don't think he beats a lot of those guys, and like he might be Ryder, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure he beats him. Like I'm just not.
really,
Um, yeah, like look, what people need to understand about Andrade is this, and we always get the sad story that he was being ducked and avoided, but the reality is he had opportunities. You're saying he had an opportunity to
absolutely he
fight
did.
Jermel, he didn't take it. He had an opportunity to fight
Yeah,
Janabek, didn't take it. He had an opportunity
yeah,
to fight Zach Parker, didn't take it.
yeah.
Um, those fights would have been competitive fights for him. He spent years being a minus 1200, minus 2400, minus 3000. I mean, you're not sharpening your tools by fighting overmatched opponents. He was cruising through opponents that, quite frankly, were not at a very high level. And then this was a big step up for him at the age of 36. This was a large step up for him, and I think for the first
But
time in his career, he found himself hurt, confused, and had some real fight stress that he had never experienced. And I don't think he knew what to do in that situation.
well, see, and like for some people, this might be just like a shock. Like, oh my god, like I thought that he was this and that until I saw this fight. But for people that have really been watching him and seeing who he's been matched against and his style, I was most definitely not shocked. Like I was like, this is what I expected. And like I said before, I was like, you know what, this is going to be your opportunity to prove that what all of boxing heads and some podcasters and whatever have been saying, you're going to prove them wrong. But I just going back and watching, I just knew that it was not going to be that way. And quite honestly, I mean, what round was it stopped? Like, I thought that it should have been stopped like the round before, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
it was stopped after round six. So I
Six,
guess that's
yeah.
still round six, right? So
Yeah, it's round
um,
six. And I thought at five, like if I was in the corner, I would have thrown the towel and he could have been mad at me. But he was taking too much punishment. It just wasn't good.
It got to a point. I mean, Benavidez didn't respect his power.
He had no power.
Benavidez was responsible in the earlier rounds, but I think once he felt what he got, he was like, "This guy's got nothing for me."
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, he was not phased by the punches. Benavidez had very high guard. His backhand was finding a home every time he landed it. He has, power in both hands. Um, and the times whenever Boo had him on the ropes, Benavidez was up the middle and touching it. It was not a competitive fight to me at all.
Yeah, it wasn't really maybe the first two rounds, but that's about it. Al the Pal, shout out to you. We have Jesus M in the building. 86 Boxing says hello. The goddamn podcast. All right. David went out to prove the point that he's the best in the division. Oh, we have a lot to say about that. Jesus M on here. How's it going, brother? Well, we got Nando Llamas. Boxing Pound for Pound Jack, as he is every Monday. Shout out to you. I want to. So we saw the result. This has been a big year for Benavidez. This is his best year. Even though he's not a champion right now, it's his best year.
Yeah.
Even when he had the belts. I mean, I think the wins over Plant, Boo Boo, he made statements here. He was already the mandatory before,
Yeah.
but to fight these fights, you know what he did? He did what I've been asking guys to do for the last 2-3 years when it comes to Canelo. Canelo moved up to 168 and nobody wanted to fight anybody. They wanted to wait on the Canelo payday. They don't want to move. They don't want to do anything, right? And I think it was disgusting, quite frankly. I didn't understand why these guys just didn't want to take any chances. Well, I do understand, obviously, they want the payday. But Benavidez went the opposite route. He took some chances on paper, fought some two really good fighters. I thought the Plant fight was a tougher fight on paper, and it turned out to be a tougher fight, period. But nonetheless, he went out there, did what he had to do. He got the W's. I think he earned a shot. I think he's earned his opportunity to fight for the title against the Undisputed Crown against Canelo, Christine.
Absolutely. And it's like, I mean, what do we want to see? Do we want to see Plan again? Do we want to see Munguia, Berlanga? Like, no. I was really, hyped and on board whenever Munguia first came on the stage. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be the next Mexican face. Maybe. But he's proved, time and time again that that's not the case. He has horrible defense and he just has not looked good. And then Berlanga, what is he going to do? I mean, I like the guy and I've seen him do some good things, but I think whenever there's tough opposition in front of him, he folds. So it's like, really, who could he fight? Who would you want him to fight other than Canelo?
I want to see the Canelo fight.
Yeah.
Like first of all, look, we all know Saul Canelo Alvarez is perhaps the biggest name in boxing. He could fight me and he'll sell out the arena. Like, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But nobody wants to see him against me, right? I'll take the payday. I'll take the beating for the payday, though. But I'll take a dive.
I mean, I will too.
But the thing is, I know he has options. I know he could fight Munguia, and guess what? It's gonna sell 600,000 or something. It's gonna do a good gate or whatever. I get it. I get he could fight Morale and sell it. I get he could fight Crawford. He'll probably do better numbers than the Munguia fight. I'm sorry, than the Benavidez fight.
For sure.
But
for sure.
I understand he has options. I get that. But as a boxing fan, I need to take a step back and to ask myself, what is the fight I want to see the most? And the honest answer is Benavidez.
Yeah.
That's the honest answer. And he's the guy that deserves the shot.
Yeah. He's proven himself time and time again. He really has. He's criticized because some people say, he's not a boxer. He's more of a puncher, a brawler. But we saw him do both. Like, I saw him boxing. I saw him brawling. He was in the pocket. He cut off the ring. Like, I saw some some different dimensions in him in this last fight, that have been showing its face like in past fights. So, give him his props. Give him the fight that he wants. If that's the fight that he wants.
Yeah. Look, boxing pound for pound judge asking Benavidez or Tim Tszyu, who had a better run this year. Competition. It might be Benavidez. I think Benavidez' opponents are
I
up
agree.
par. I know. I think they both fought the best available opposition. I'll say that, right?
Yeah,
Tim Tszyu was more active, but by one fight. You know what I mean? But I do think that plant fight was a big test for Benavidez. So
for sure. For sure. For sure. And obviously, I think Plant did much better, than Boo Boo. And I don't know. Like, I don't know whose idea it was to give Boo Boo this opportunity, but you know what? He got it. He could have done whatever he wanted to with it, and he didn't do what people thought he would do. So I'm like, you know what? You got your shot. Like, you've been begging for it, and it slipped through the fingers.
no,
I
for sure.
I don't care to see Boo Boo anymore. And
Damn.
that's hard, but I don't. I really don't.
Chicago Prophet's asking, what style would I use against Canelo? Stick and move. I would bring a bat to the ring, first of all.
No, honestly, we know, if we look back at his fights, he doesn't do as well with boxer punchers.
So
He
do I have a
wants
shot
somebody,
if I move, Christine? I'll just
if you can move, if you can box and move, you need a little bit of power. I don't know. Let me see those muscles. I'm just saying.
Oh, come on.
But he doesn't
I
do
don't
as
have that
well.
skinny frame like Navarrete or nothing like
Hey,
that.
the
So.
skinny friend, they hit hard. But he does not do as well with
Although
boxing.
there was a YouTuber one time that said he can go like 3-4 rounds of Canelo.
You
Okay.
know, I
That's what the dude
okay.
said. Like, we got the receipts. It is what it is. But
Okay. Well, yeah, no comment. No comment. But
okay.
absolutely he has problems with boxers. And I'm sorry, I'm in a resort in my hotel room and everything keeps moving. But yeah.
You got that Utah Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Utah Wi-Fi. Thank God it's working today. It wasn't working yesterday. But it's beautiful here. The lakes in Utah, it's gorgeous, beautiful. Kudos to them.
Yeah.
Kudos to them for sure. But at the end of the fight, Benavidez was talking about possibly moving up to 175, and he mentioned Bivol and Beterbiev. So in my mind, automatically I start thinking, okay, did he have trouble making 168? And is he already like putting it out there into the universe? Because
Hmm.
if Canelo steps back and says, you know what, let's do it or whatever, is he able to make the weight? And then he says, you know what, I did mention Bivol and Beterbiev, so maybe that's the better fight for me. So I had my thinking cap on, and I was thinking, is he having trouble making this weight? What do you think about that? Do you think he's having trouble making the weight?
Well, he was asked about the weight. Did he feel comfortable? And what about moving up? And he did answer. He said, he's got some business to take care of at 168. But yeah, he plans to move to 175. He did mention Bivol, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Said he has history sparring him.
Yes, heard that.
As
Mm-hmm.
you know, Christine, I mean, just because you sparred somebody doesn't mean that you know what to do in the ring with them. But
No,
okay.
absolutely not. Sparring
Uh,
is not like the fight, because the thing is this. So when you're sparring, maybe that was your first day back in the gym. Maybe you've been there a week. But whenever you are in training camp, you're going to have 6 to 8 weeks or more training. So sparring, it doesn't really mean anything to me whenever somebody drops somebody in sparring. And honestly, too, the thing is, whatever happens in sparring, it's kind of like whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's the same
True.
with sparring. It's kind of like an unwritten rule, so I don't respect too many guys that kiss and tell in sparring.
Yeah, now credit to Benavidez. He didn't really. He just said he sparred him before, so he would like to fight him. Is all he said.
No,
But
yeah, credit to him. There just been others that I've
yeah,
seen
yeah, I seen some,
put it out there.
and
For,
shout out to
yeah.
Jamal Herring. He called it out with. I forgot the name of the guy. He only puts out the sparring where he looks good. Like in all the clips, he
Oh,
always
that
looks
happens.
great.
That happens.
And it's
That's
like,
yeah.
I mean, you don't get the best of everybody all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like every single day, every single moment, every round, you get the best of them all the time. Come on. All right.
Yeah.
You're not at your optimum weight all the time. You're not like, you know what I mean? Like what's
Exactly.
going on here? You know what I mean? But
Yeah, and your opponent too. I mean, they could be lighter, a lot lighter.
yeah,
You
or they
might be
could have
10 or
been working
20
on
pounds
something.
heavier. Absolutely.
They could
That's
have
what
been told
sparring
by
is.
their corner to do something else, to work on something. It could be anything,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And here's the thing: like if Tim Zoo shows up to Vegas and he's looking for sparring, and you get to spar the guy, and then for clout, you want to put footage where you look good and he looks bad.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Next time you want to sharpen your sword and get to sparring, he may say this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
He may say, well, I don't want to work with you, dude. Like you're a
And
professional.
the thing is, and I've talked about this before, is like everything that happens in the corner is like so intense, so intimate. And I had made a comment on Twitter um about Boo Boo's cut person or whoever was the second. They were putting like water bottles on his chest or water bottles on him. And I was like, hey Boo Boo, if you need me to put like ice on your head, your neck, your chest, whatever, like, hire me, whatever. And someone's like, that sounds like a pickup line. No, it's not a pickup line. I just know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I saw that the corner was lacking. And then it showed me again when they wouldn't throw the towel in. Um, but those are real things too. It's like if you have to worry about if you're hot, if you need water, if you have a cut or whatever, and the people in your corner are not taking care of it, I mean, that takes away from your focus on getting in there and doing what you need to do. So I like to look at stuff like that. I really do.
Alva Powell is asking, are David's wins this year better than Canelo's Ryder Charlo wins?
Oh, that's a good question.
I still rate Ryder higher than Boo Boo. However, Canelo didn't dominate him the way Boo Boo got dominated either. I
Yeah.
think the plant fight was a good win, but
Yeah.
I still, Jamal was a good. He 12-0 Jamal like you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna slightly favor Canelo now. What about you, Christine?
No, I have to agree with you too. Everything you said was spot on.
But it's close.
It
It's
is
there.
close. It is close. But there are just certain things that you think about that you remember. And that's the thing too. It's like, what do we remember? What wooed us, what awed us. That's what's going to get us to pay for the next pay-per-view.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Christine,
Yes.
obviously the obvious has started to happen. That there's pressure mounted towards Canelo to fight Benavidez. Yeah, Paulie Malignaggi saying, "Oh, he's got to fight him. He's been avoiding him for years. He's docking him." Like you have a lot of content creators just saying, "It's time. This is it." There's this pressure from the Al Bernsteins of the world, from the you name it. Everybody in the boxing business is pressuring Canelo to fight Benavidez. A lot of Mexican boxing legends are pressuring Canelo to fight Benavidez. Chavez has said that's a fight to make. Marquez, we know him for sure, has said that's a fight to make.
Mm-hmm.
Barrera, Morales, Pintor, they're all saying, yeah, we want to see that fight. That's the fight to make. That is, it's not just from the media, it's from his peers, other boxers are saying it's time for this fight. There's no way for us to really know, right? But what do you think is running through Canelo's mind right now? Do you think he doesn't care? Is he out chilling out of town? Right? I know he's on vacation. Or do you think his pride, his competitive drive is saying, I need to shut these people up? Or like, what do you think he's thinking?
I think honestly, like if I have to like think about what he might be thinking about, I think he has like a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other. If he wants to announce tomorrow that he's going to retire, he's going to be set for 4 lives and
Yeah.
all of his children, grandchildren, and so on and so forth. He has fought the best. He has proven himself. He's been in the ring since what, 16 years old, and he has done exceptionally well. There's not many that can say that they've done what he's done. So I think that there's a part of him saying, fuck them. I've done what I have to do. I've made my money and I can take care of the next, 4 to 8 generations and plus some, depending on how he's, investing. And then there's the pride, the Mexican pride that runs so deep, saying, you know what? Okay, I can do this. I will win again. So I think within himself it's a struggle. Honestly, does he have to prove anything else? No, he doesn't. Because after Benavidez, who else is there going to be? I mean, look at Mayweather. Mayweather is still doing exhibition fights because people are like, oh, so and so could beat him. And then Mayweather's like, you know what? Let me get back in there. It's going to be an exhibition, but I'm going to show you that I'm still the greatest of all time.
Mm.
So I think it's a battle. I think it's internal battle. Honestly, if I were him, I would just do whatever's best for myself and my family.
Well, it depends what he wants. Here's what I know about Canelo. I look at
That's
Canelo,
it.
right? I look at him and I see him always in the gym.
Yes.
I see him always working out. You saw that video he did where he said, "I stay ready, motherfuckers. I don't gotta get
Yeah.
ready," or whatever he said, right? I stay ready, so I don't gotta get ready. He said,
That's the motto
"Motherfucker."
every boxer should have.
But this like he's doing all this, Christine. He's undisputed champion.
Hmm.
He fought 4 times 2 years ago. He moved up to 175 to fight Bivol, to challenge himself, to try to win a belt in another division, right?
Yeah.
Again, he he's fighting the contenders like a writer, right? He I just think like when I look at him, like I don't get the sense that he's looking to just cruise it for now on or ride away to the sunset now. I don't think he's satisfied. I think I just think he loves boxing. I think he likes to
I
fight.
think so too. I think that's his life. I think that
Yeah.
it's in his blood, and it's true. It's like once you've been bitten, it's like I personally, I mean, I'm not in the ring, but I'm very involved in boxing. There's no way that I could just walk away. It's like I have to do something. And he's even more in it. It's in his blood. He's run deep. He's experienced every aspect.
100%.
Yes.
And look, I know Hagler. God rest his soul, passed away during
Yes.
COVID, but not due to COVID, by the way. I don't know why he passed away, but he made the reference to it's a lot harder to get up in the morning to go run when you're sleeping in silk sheets, right?
Oh, for
Um,
sure. For
so,
sure.
but I just don't get the sense that Canelo is not motivated to train. I never seen him with a gut. I never seen him out of shape. He's always in shape and he's always ready to get in boxing shape before a fight. Always,
No, and I
right?
agree with you. Like, I don't think so either. I think the internal struggle is, like I said, you have children, you have a significant other, you have a mother, a father, and maybe we don't know what the people are telling him around him, and then you have this internal fire, this furnace that can't be put out. So he hears all the bullshit, he hears all the talking. And I just wonder, which route he's going to go. Do I think he's afraid of David Benavidez? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do I think, in my opinion, that's one of the biggest fights to make besides, I'm going to say Crawford? Fuck yeah. I mean, I would pay, whatever, to see that matchup. I didn't want to pay, Benavidez and Boo Boo the pay-per-view, but I'm a boxing head, so I did. And to me, I was not impressed with it. So for he and Benavidez to fight, oh my God, that is going to be epic.
Big fight.
Absolutely epic.
Yeah, that's a big fight for sure. I, what I'm getting at is this: he is a fighter that I do believe cares about his legacy, and I think he cares about where he's going to stand amongst other Mexican fighters, for example, and he needs this fight if he wants
Who
to be
needs?
considered.
Wait, who needs it? Who needs it?
Canelo does.
That does he really need it? He needs it.
If what I'm talking about, if he wants it, yes. Because money and mansions don't get you,
No,
let's
they
hit
don't.
higher than Julio Cesar
But
Chavez.
what's important to him? Like, is it the money in the mansions, or is
I
it the
do
legacy?
think I do believe boxing is important to him. If it
Okay.
wasn't important to him, he would be doing what Tank Davis is doing and fighting a bunch of nobodies. That's what he
Okay.
would be doing.
Okay.
Instead, he's becoming an undisputed champion. He's fighting title fight after title fight. So I just think he's gonna. I do believe he's gonna take this fight because he wants this fight, and I
Yeah.
just do. I think there's a competitive drive in him still, and I think he's gonna want to beat Benavidez to prove a point. And I could sense it in him when he talks to the media about it.
Yeah.
When he
If you
says,
ask me if I think it's going to happen, I do think it's going to happen. I do. I do.
"Well, look, it is what it is." Nando says Eric Morales avoided Juan Manuel Marquez. Does anyone hold that against his? He didn't avoid Juan Manuel Marquez, bro. What are you talking about, brother? Come on, what's going on over here? You know what I mean? But we're not gonna. I'm not gonna tolerate Eric Morales slander. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on right now. Like, what's going on, bro? Viva Eric Morales, viva Tijuana. That's all I got to say. You know what I mean? But and of course, he's gonna agree with me because I said she has to agree with me, and that's it.
I mean, that's not why I'm agreeing with you, but yeah.
But the thing, like here's the thing though. Even if he doesn't want it for legacy reasons, Christine,
Yeah.
there's a lot of money to be made in this fight.
There's a lot of money to be made, but I think it's even deeper than the legacy and deeper than the
I
money.
mean,
Like, there's a machismo that,
yes, I agree.
a lot of men, from all cultures, all races, all backgrounds have, and I would say 80%. There's a machismo that says, you know what? I can beat him. I'm gonna show y'all. Y'all keep talking y'all shit, but I'm gonna show y'all something different. So to me, I think that overrides the legacy and the money part of it, because he's got the money and he's got the legacy. I mean, ask most people. He is the face of boxing today.
You can't stop adding to your legacy though.
No, you can't. But
Like
what I'm saying
there's
is,
levels to legacy, Christine, right?
absolutely. But I just
Like
think the driving force is going to be that machismo over the legacy and over the money,
look,
because he already has both.
look, Nando's bringing up Eric Morales. I think Canelo already surpassed Morales, but
Oh, for sure.
my thing is
Absolutely.
he has the ability to surpass like Olivares and Chavez and like this is a fight that could do that for him. In all
Yeah, for sure.
seriousness, there's levels to legacy,
Yeah.
and in terms of the machismo, of course, it's there.
Yeah, for
It's there. It's
sure.
tribal. That's like there's a certain tribal element to boxing. Okay, that's why it's kind of like that whole like, there's only room for one of us here. Like you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
think there's going to be a feeling in the air very similar to like when De La Hoya fought Vargas, when De La Hoya fought Chavez. It's going to be that feeling. It's going to be there. Like we're gonna
absolutely.
Morales Barrera when they fought, we're gonna feel it. Like I just want to remind
So,
something that Barrera said one time, right? One time he said, "I'll lose to anybody, but I'm not gonna lose to Morales," right? And he was saying it in the context of I'm the top Mexican in this division. Me, I'm the top Mexican in boxing. I am. That mattered more to him than just being the best. He wanted to show Morales he was the best, right? Like there's an element of that here. Like there is. There just is. and it's going to be very evident. And on top of that, Christine, Samson Lukowitz is just keeps saying like he's ducking my fighter, like he's just throwing shade at Canelo, saying he's ducking, saying he's scared. His dad has called him a pussy. His dad has called him saying he's scared. He's a bitch. Like not David. David's been pretty respectful actually, but his dad and Samson have said some very personal things, especially the dad.
And that's how you make the fights. You prod them, you jab them, you do whatever it takes to make fights. To pull whatever you need to pull out. And the boxing historian, ding ding ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, but I have to disagree with your comment.
Canelo is running from Benavidez.
I don't think so. I think that honestly, if he would have fought Benavidez before, like to date, like now, would we have really? To me, like I know that you have said that you wanted this fight like earlier, but for me,
which fight?
The Benavidez and Canelo fight. Didn't you?
No. Look, I've been wanting the fight, but I do think the fight is bigger than ever right now.
No, see, me too. Like I think that the time is like now or in the very near future. Like.
Why not next?
We were still like, okay, Benavidez, yes, like he's looking good, but he needed a little bit more proving, to us. And now it's like, okay, now I'm ready. Like now I want to see this fight, and now I'm willing to pay big bucks for this matchup.
Here's the thing, Christine. Heavy as is the head that wears the crown. Okay,
for sure. And who is the Mexican king right now?
It's Canelo.
Absolutely.
But here's and that's what I was going to mention. I want to make sure people understand. It's not just that he's a champion. It's not just that, in my opinion, it's between him and Gallo Estrada. But I think Canelo, I would rate him above Gallo right now, right? But Gallo has an argument. But it's not just that he's the best in Mexico, or not. It's not just that. I always like to say this. As a fight fan, my grandfather had Ruben Olivares. My father had Julio Cesar Chavez, and I have Canelo, right?
Sure.
Almost like a generational thing.
It's our time. Absolutely.
He's not just the key, he's the torchbearer of Mexican boxing right now. That's what he is.
Agreed.
He's a torchbearer. He is what he is, the current day Gran Campeón Mexicano right now. That's who he is right now. He doesn't use that nickname out of respect, obviously, because that Chavez called that. But that's what he is.
For sure.
Right? And you can't have another Mexican walking around with his chest puffed out in your division.
You're right.
Eating at your table with his feet on your sofa. You don't do anything about it. He's got to see him. He's got to see him, Christine.
Yeah, some people are saying Benavidez is that guy, that Mexican guy. So yeah, that machismo, that pride, it's gonna have to, and I'm sure it's burning. But I promise you he watched that fight. I promise you he paid attention. I promise you they were watching to see any flaws, any mess ups.
I just want Canelo to say, okay, let's settle in the ring.
Yeah.
You're a monster. Let's see how much of a monster you are.
Yeah. We have a monster against the king.
I promise this to a lot of guys. Like, let me tell you something. This is a dangerous fight. I'm not saying David can't win, but I'm telling you guys right now, there's levels to this, and David's never fought anybody at Canelo level. He just hasn't. Right? Yeah. Like, there's levels to this. Like, so we're gonna see what's up. All right. But I want to see this fight. I do think it will be a big win for Canelo if he wins it, And that's that. And Nerd is saying these styles shouldn't the same logic apply to Crawford and Boots?
That's a good question.
But what has Boots done? Like look at what Benavidez did this year. Like I want to see Boots do something similar, right? Yes. Like
can we name one name that we all know that's in every living room, whether you're a boxing head or a casual, that Boots has fought? Can we? Can you? What comes to mind?
He did beat that Colombian dude. I mean, that was a
Oh, what's his name?
Venezuela.
What's his name?
And he follows me on Instagram. What's his
What's
name?
his name? That's my point.
I'm gonna look up the name right
Every
now.
that is my point. That is my point. All due respect to Boots, but that is
Is it
my
Villa?
point. Nerd, name somebody.
Raymond Villa. There we go.
Okay, after 45 seconds, 30 seconds. That's my point. Who has he fought that boxing heads and casuals know?
Like what we're saying about Boots right now, people need to understand. I was saying the same thing about Benavidez like 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yes, 2
Like I
years
was
ago.
saying, okay, who's he fought, guys? What has he really done? Like now, David's done that. You know what I mean? Like he's done it. Not boxing historian added a little extra here. The hard hitting Roman Villa.
Okay. Okay.
Hard hitting, Christine.
Thank you, because I did not remember. So thank you.
By the way, he did light up Boots with a couple right hands in that fight.
Yes, he
Put that
did.
up.
I
Okay.
saw. Look, I saw a lot of flaws. He gets hit a lot. Hit a lot, but I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you. You're right. But you're right.
Plus Crawford, he's already going to 154.
We'll see
Is
where
what
it's
it
going.
is.
We'll see where it's going. Yeah, it is what it is.
But
And
now that doesn't mean I'm
anybody,
against the
look,
Boots fight. It doesn't mean I'm against it. I'm just
I'm not
saying,
against
like,
it either. But he
it's not
brings
it's not the
nothing
exact
to the
same. It's not
table.
the exact same thing.
Absolutely not. It's absolutely not. And you know what? And the thing is, no matter who Bud fights, at no matter what weight, we're gonna watch. Everybody's gonna watch, whether to see him win or to see him lose. I mean, that is going to be what it is, and he's going to blow shit up either way.
But I've been seeing that a lot, Christine. Like people making the argument for Benavidez, Canelo, and I've been seeing that. Like, well, what about Boots? Well, shouldn't Boots get a shot there?
There's no
Like, so
comparison to Benavidez and Canelo with Boots. There's none. I'm sorry,
I
there's
just think
none.
it's a slightly different, definitely situation.
I respect
Um,
him. I think he's growing, but I don't see it. I don't see the comparison at all. Period.
like who can Boots fight? Like maybe Boots. How about fight Mean Machine or like
See, I would love that.
and if he destroys Mean Machine, okay, now we're talking. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, what about making a fight between him and Virgil Ortiz?
yeah, I mean, well, Virgil's at
I mean, why
154
not?
now.
Why not?
Virgil's moved up though, so
Oh, okay. Well,
Stanionis is around though.
there you go, Stanionis. Stanionis, Mean Machine.
Now that doesn't mean, by the way, that doesn't mean that I'm against Crawford
I'm
fighting
not against
Boots.
me. I want to see a test.
I'm
You know
just
what?
saying, like you
We,
don't
we
throw a
we go
puppy at
through
a.
elementary school, we go through high school, we get to college. We got to take a test. Let's take a test. Let's test everything that we've learned in elementary and high school. Let's do it. Like I want to see that.
I think
Oh,
somebody's paying a bet, Christine. So our bet, Crawford versus Spence. Can't remember how many. There you go. Well, Crawford won you
thank you
some money.
so
There.
much, Iceman. Thank you so much.
Shout out to
Ding ding
Crawford.
ding. Shout out to Crawford. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
We didn't like cussing somebody out like motherfucker. Like, there you go, or something like that.
Uncle
Shout out to Crystal. I know I saw her in the chat there.
Crystal, my girl.
Crawford able to do what Crawford wants to do, fight who he wants to fight, and that's the lad right now. Well, look,
Absolutely.
Crawford and Canelo are in similar situations where they're calling the shots and the divisions and all that. I just think that Benavidez is in a different position than Boots is all I'm saying. It's just a different position at the moment. But hey, if you guys feel Boots should get his fight, then that's how you feel. I mean, it is what it is. But do you think we get an extra thing? Like, do you believe we're gonna get? Shout out to Mom Food Plan and Things. By the way, she has a YouTube channel on here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hi.
So, are we gonna get it next? Christine? Or are we gonna
with
get another
Canelo
fight? I'm
and
hearing
Benavidez.
like I got some I got some information that
I don't. And usually
I'm
I do
getting a
get
headache.
information.
I'm
So
getting a migraine. I'm about to say it.
no, hold on. If I have to look into my crystal ball, I'm gonna say that's not next. I'm gonna say
What's
there's gonna be
next?
something in between, and then after the build up, it will be next. So what is your intel?
I heard it might be Mungia in May.
Okay, no, okay. Well, you know what? That's not intel. That's just reading the cards and seeing how things go. And so yes, and that's why I mentioned Mungia, because it just looks as if it's going that way. So I think it would probably be Mungia. I'm not sure what Berlanga's doing these days, but we want to do Mexican against Mexican, and then it will be the big Mexican fight.
Okay.
So yes, I agree with you. I think I didn't have intel, but I just kind of read the cards on the wall that Mungia would be next.
Let me give a quick shout out to some other people. TBH in the building. How's it going? Got Nerd on here. Uh,
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you so
you know what I mean?
much.
It's not about who he fought. It's about that American machismo, says Nerd. So he's saying, it's like maybe an American thing, like kind of like it's a Mexican thing over here. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
with Bud and Boots. Like maybe it's like yo, what's up? It's not enough room for the both of us in this town type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So Larry Liston says Ryder versus Munguia next. And then George B says Berlanga next for Canelo. So those are the two names that in the beginning of the show I put out. I was like, is it going to be, Munguia, or is it going to be Berlanga?
For sure.
So uh, just run it back.
We gotta
I
run it
think there's
back.
definitely going to be a fight or two in between. There's going to be a buildup, and then we will see, depending on Canelo, because he's going to hold the cards and he's the king, who he wants to fight. And I would like to see Benavidez.
Shout out to Stephen out here as well. Al Dove says, "What's up to Christine?" We got
My guy.
Larry Liston in the building. Okay, we got how do you pronounce that, Christine? I'm sorry.
Where we at? Larry Liston.
Is it your son? How do you pronounce his name?
Oh, Hasiel.
I was gonna about embarrass I was gonna say like Jeziel or something like that.
Okay, buddy.
Haciel. Okay, but
That's Mexicano, see?
yeah, yo no soy mexicano de nada. Oh, just reading Spanish. Okay, all right. Okay, makes sense. Finally, Canelo Benavidez fight economically makes sense. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Right.
And then George B says Puerto Rican versus Mexico. Always. You know what? It does always sell, but I think in this time right now that we're in, because Canelo being the face and Benavidez doing what he did, and then people questioning Munguia, I think that they're going to want to see that, first. That's my opinion. What do you think, D Cells?
All I know is that, like right now, the biggest criticism people have for Canelo is he don't fight Mexicans. He don't want to fight Mexicans.
They do.
Imagine he
They
fights
do.
like two Mexicans, like back to back.
Yeah.
Would be hilarious, right? For sure.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to see the Munguia fight.
Yeah, like I said, I was really, really high on Munguia when he first, I even went to Mexico and saw him fight, and I was just really, but I just have not been impressed as of late. I don't know. D-Style, what do you think? Is it the end of the road for Munguia? Is he just is it just
No,
a matter
I
of time
don't.
before he's done?
Look, if he fights Canelo or Benavidez, he will be done because either one of those guys is going to put a beating on him. I'm just going to put that out there.
Who can he fight besides them?
Berlanga.
Okay, that would be a nice Mexican-Puerto Rican fight.
It's a very winnable fight for. I would favor Munguia in that fight. Mexico versus Puerto Rico, winnable. You know what I mean? I guess he could still do it after a loss, but I mean, I don't. I just don't care for it, quite frankly.
Okay, I like that matchup.
It is what, but I'm just saying. But Munguia could look. He's not going to be around for a long time. He takes way too much punishment. Like I think he has
Absolutely.
a
It's
window of like 4 or
horrible.
5 years, right? Four or
Yeah.
5 years, a
That long.
window.
I'm saying 3.
Yeah, so like he's an
Bookmark.
action fighter.
Yeah.
Look, he's an action fighter. Stop protecting him. Stop protecting his O. Put him in during the fights. Let him get his paydays. He's gonna win some and lose some. But that's we gotta enjoy him when he's around. He's not gonna be around a long time. He takes way too much
Yeah.
punishment.
I'm saying 3
Uh,
years.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not like he even I don't know. It's not he gets hit too much, but it's fun to watch. I'll give him that. You know what I mean? It is
Yeah.
what
Oh,
it
he
is.
is. And I do think he has some power, and his offense is good, but defense is just, I don't know.
What
Uh,
defense?
yeah.
Defense? What defense?
That's what I just said. His defense is like, it's not there. There is no defense.
It's a not. I can't.
Offense,
But you know what, Christine?
power. What'd you say?
You know what though?
What?
You can have bad defense if there's no defense at all.
Okay. Well, I was trying to give him some credit.
Ah,
I was trying to give him some credit.
like
Okay.
like you can have bad defense if there's no defense.
I mean, you're right. So I'm trying to give him a little
Man,
something.
this whole
Okay,
time
his
Munguia's
offense
had you
is
guys.
defense.
He's got you all fooled this whole time.
No. His offense, we can say, is some sort of defense.
That is, yeah, you're right. This is defense.
Okay, so there, I'm right again.
I was hoping when he worked with Morales, like his guard would get better, and then
You know, this is the thing. So you can be a world champion and known everywhere and not be able to be a teacher. And you can be someone who never stepped in the ring.
I already
And
said
be a
we're not going to do
And
Morales slander in this
no,
show.
I'm not talking about Morales. I'm talking about in general. And you can be, I'm just proving a point, somebody who never stepped in the ring, but is a great teacher.
Sure.
So we can't say, oh, because so and so was in their corner or so and so whatever, that means that they're going to learn and be great. No, it depends on the teacher that you have in front of you.
Well,
We
let
have
me
seen.
ask you this:
Okay.
how much of because I agree that matter obviously that matters, right?
Yeah.
But how much of it is you work with fighters, so
Absolutely.
you're kind of you're qualified to answer this. So
I think so. Thank you.
So how much of it is possibly that's just as good as he is? Like maybe he's trying, but he just doesn't have the ability to be defensive.
Okay,
you have to have
I'll
a
give
certain
you an
level of
example.
ring IQ to be defensive.
I'm gonna give you an example. You go to school, you're dyslexic. Maybe you learn slower than others.
Dang,
But
we're
you have
saying
a
he's
teacher,
dyslexic in
hold
boxing?
on. But you have a teacher that sits and takes time and explains to you the way you need it to be explained. And then when it's time to take a test, you fly with flying colors. So I have worked with boxers over the years that have had learning disabilities where I have to do certain things with them for them to get what I'm saying. So again, and I'm not saying I'm a great teacher or I'm whatever. I'm just saying if you have a good teacher in front of you and you have the willingness and drive to succeed, then you will succeed. But it takes both.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's safe to say, isn't it safe to say though, that you could have an all-star team of trainers surrounding Munguia, and he might get better defensively, but he's never gonna no one's ever gonna mistake him for like Pernell Whitaker or like.
No, I think it's safe to say, but also again, does he have the right teachers in front of him? Are they explaining to him in the way that he can understand and comprehend that he better keep his fucking hands up and move his head? That's my point.
Or maybe no one's even trying to teach him that. Maybe they
Maybe
just
they're
like,
not. Maybe they're like, you know what? We've had success. Why change
así
it?
nomás, ponle ganas, tú tienes fajada, no te dale. Like, and
Exactly.
that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
And that happens in teaching too. The GPA is high, or the whatever the testing is high, and you might have one or two that don't get it. But why change it? Because overall, we're doing good. It's a very personal thing.
Hey, Christine, maybe he has that dude, the one that hits his fighters, like as a trainer.
Oh my God. We need to start doing that again. I love that. Like things not to do and things to do.
Look,
I love
maybe
it.
he just stands there, just says, boom, 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 boom. That's
Yeah.
machine. That's chingon. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Put your
it.
hands down. You can take these shots. Yeah. No. 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 It's great if you're in condition and you can take a shot because they slip by, but that shouldn't be the practice and training where
So
you're taking
the one
shots.
thing that I saw anyway, when he was working with Morales, the one thing I saw was he was good as keeping his hands up when he wasn't throwing punches, right? Before he started throwing the punches. But once he actually started throwing punches, like he would kind of admire the work a little too much.
Nah, you can't take pictures, bro.
And there was no like exit plan. Like
Yeah.
the getting in was on point, but getting out wasn't.
That's not good. When you pull out, you got to
Yeah.
keep your hands up, bro.
And that's why Derevchenko was catching him. That's why he's in
Absolutely.
his wars, because guys, even when he has success, they know he's open to get hit.
Absolutely. They know exactly. They're watching film. I mean, a good trainer, coach, is going to watch film. They're going to study every single fight, at least the last, 5 fights. They're going to see what you do wrong and what you do right. Well, everybody knows what he does wrong.
Yeah. And you're not going to knock everybody out.
Absolutely not. And you shouldn't try to. You have to win every single round. Win it however you're going to win it. You don't have the knockout will come. The knockout will come, but just win every single round.
Christine,
Yes.
does Munguia go 5 rounds with Canelo?
Shit. You know what? I think in the 6th round he gets stopped.
Middle rounds?
I'll put it out there. Put it out there. In the 6th round, he's going to be stopped. If it happens.
I don't think he's got anything for Canelo, to be honest.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He takes too many shots.
It's going to be like when I was a kid and we'll do the piñata. Dale, dale, dale.
Yeah, the
no
piñata had
pierdas
no
el
chance, right?
tino. What's that?
The piñata had no chance.
It had no shot. You know what I mean? And every time Canelo hits him with a hook or something, like boom, like all the candy's gonna like fall, like oh, you know what I mean?
Canelo has some of the best feints in boxing. Okay, he's going to make you throw something that you didn't think you should have thrown at the time, but you're gonna throw it because you think Canelo's doing something else with his feints.
I just don't think Munguia's ready. And another guy that would utterly destroy him is David Benavidez as well. He would destroy Munguia. Like it's just not a good fight.
I think all Benavidez has to do is walk Munguia down, walk him down, and that's all she wrote. And I like Munguia, but that's all she wrote. He walks him down and it's over.
What about this one? Munguia versus Jamal Charlo.
I think that would be more of a competitive fight. I think that neither one of the brothers have looked good as of late. I think they've got too much going on in their head, and I hope, I don't make light of that. I know that mental illness, depression, anxiety, and anything else is very serious. I just really pray that they get some help, because I think at this time in both of their careers, they're going to get beat by lesser opposition because of their headspace and because of and I don't know for sure. I believe that they're not as committed and they're not as dedicated in the gym. Somebody talked about on Twitter today hating Bud so much, because why did God bless him? Well, you know what? I think we're all blessed, but the difference is that Bud walks and lives the life of a champion in and out of the ring. You don't just train when it's time to train. You have to be training 24/7, honestly, to be a champion and to stay on top. And talking shit doesn't win you fights. So I don't think they have that commitment. I really don't.
And that commitment's why Crawford and Canelo have both been on top of this game for the last decade.
Absolutely. You don't see them, like you said, with a pop belly, not in the gym. They're always working out. They're keeping their mental, physical, spiritual, everything, 100. And that, I mean, if anybody wants to know the secret to success, that's what it is. You can't just train for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and take the rest of the year off. You cannot do that. You have to live the life. You have to live the life.
Bottom line, Christine, if Canelo versus Benavidez happens, I think that's
Yeah.
a violent affair. I think it's a war. I
Violent.
think that is a science of violence. Is what that
Absolutely.
is. Let me.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna put you on a spot.
Okay.
Who wins that fight and how?
I'm not ready right now to answer that question
You got to be ready.
because
We
no,
stay
I'm
ready in
not.
Texas, so we don't got to get
I
ready. What are you talking
mean,
about?
I mean, in my mind, I
Well,
have.
just because you went to Utah, you're not ready now? Like, what's going on right now?
No,
No, I'm
I
sorry, but
mean,
go ahead.
in my mind, I can see how it plays out, but I'm not ready to verbalize it yet. But I will very soon.
Okay.
But I do agree with you. That is going to be a very violent affair. I think it is going to be two machismo bulls, wanting to impose their will.
Mm-hmm.
Um, both of them are boxer punchers. They can stay in the pocket. They have boxing. Um, so I'm not quite ready yet. I do think that Benavidez is a tad bit bigger. And if he
Tad.
plays his cards right, he can definitely impose his weight and his will. But I'm not ready yet to make that call. I'm not.
A couple of things. Like, there's an hourglass with both guys. For Munguia, the hourglass is the weight, right? For how long can he make the weight and for it
Absolutely.
doesn't affect him too much. And then
Yeah.
Canelo's the obvious. He's older. He's the older lion. I see him with both knee braces on.
So are you wait, you're talking about Mongia or Benavides?
Benavidez, I'm sorry. Did I say Munguia?
You said
Benavidez.
Mungia. Okay, I just want to make
I'm
sure because
sorry.
if you want me to call Mungia and Canelo, I'm like Canelo
No, no,
100.
well, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that one's easy. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, okay, okay. You
I could
said
call that one in my
Mungia, so I want
sleep.
to make
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like, I could be snoring like Munguia, Canelo.
Okay, I'm just here to make
But
sure you're saying the right thing.
my bad, my bad. Yo, I was about to say things about Munguia, and everybody's gonna be like,
Yeah, I'm
what?
like,
Munguia,
they're
what?
gonna be like, thumbs down,
Munguia
thumbs
throwing
down.
double hooks? Like, what is this guy talking about? No, no, but
Right.
here's the thing. Benavidez, right?
Yes.
He's big, he's strong, but the weight, like you said earlier, he's already talking about 175, right?
Exactly. Right.
That's his hourglass. Canelo's hourglass is the age. The
Right.
I, I'm not saying he has an injury in his knees, but his knees are getting old. Like, he's been boxing since he was 15 years old. You know what I mean? Like, arthritis is a real thing. I'm just
Ooh,
saying. I'm not
ooh,
saying it's
I
bone
don't
on
know. I
bone,
don't
but
know. Are you experienced arthritis? I'm just saying.
my right knee is fucked right now. But it is
Oh
what it is,
my.
right? I hope Canelo's knee's not in the condition mine is. But with that said, right? I see him with the knee braces on. Like, I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
sure, sure.
right? He's becoming more injury prone, Canelo. It's just, and maybe that's just the thing with age too, right?
Well, hold on. Before you go any further, it can be a thing with age, but also I have said this many times that when a boxer steps into the ring, they are not 100%
Nobody is there. I
because
got you.
because look, with from the youngest to the oldest, there is always some sort of injury. I mean, think about it. They are working out profusely. They are sparring on a regular basis, and then they are fighting. They are running. They are throwing punches. They're doing mitts, and then sometimes the coach will catch them and pop them. And in sparring, you get injuries. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with age. A boxer
No,
is
I just
in
said
war.
he's like becoming injury prone is what I'm saying.
Okay, okay.
Good point here. Benavidez ran into a lot of shots from Andrade and
Castiel.
Plant, by the way, and Plant.
I think that's
But
my
he's really
husband.
big and he could take those shots. But Canelo's punches are different, and I agree.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, Boo Boo had nothing. I mean, if you watch the fight and you play it back, he had nothing
He,
on his
he's
punches.
not going to walk through Canelo's punches. Like it's not
Absolutely.
going to happen. You know what I mean?
No,
He may take the punches well, but he's not going to walk through them, right?
absolutely not. He better get some head movement too, because he doesn't have much.
And Canelo has really good hip movement, very
He
good waist
does.
movement. He looks more fluid to me in the ring. I think he
Yeah.
has the advantage from mid range for sure, and that's where he's going to keep that fight.
And close range. I mean, he gets
I
inside and he
agree.
starts working.
I think Benavidez is a little too upright. It may work with somebody like Andrade, who's swing kind of wildly at times, and
He was
good
very
for
wild
him.
and open, very
Yeah,
wild and
like
open.
Canelo's punches are calculated. You know,
Absolutely.
they're calculated punches.
There's a
So
plan before and after, always.
I could see him get caught like Paul Williams got caught against Martinez.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not saying he'll knock him out, but that's what I could see. What's going to be interesting in this fight, and like this is the main thing, and the thing I like if I was like, and I am going for Canelo obviously, but the one
Oh
thing I'm
yeah,
worried about is the following. And I like David too, by the way. So it's the gas tank, Christine.
okay.
Benavidez' greatest strength going into that fight is this gas tank. He doesn't get tired. He keeps throwing. You saw that like in the
Yeah, we
second
saw that.
half, like what happened against Plant got tired is what happened. Like
Yeah,
he
you're
ran
right.
out of coal. He ran out of gas. Canelo fights in spots. He doesn't throw a lot. So can Benavidez maybe overwhelm him in the second half of that fight and possibly stop Canelo late in that fight or just outwork him, right? To the point where the old lion just can't keep up. That is his pathway to victory for David. His gas tank.
Well, I see what you're saying, and I somewhat agree, but I will say when Canelo is fighting in spurts, so a very seasoned boxer or somebody who has a lot of experience, even if they're young, they know how to take that breath, take that rest. So they're going to rest behind jabs, they're going to rest behind feints. And David is just go, 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 go. So just because he's go, 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 go doesn't mean that the other person is not resting. And sometimes that could also be the advantage because maybe he needs to take a step back, take a breath, especially if he's going to be at the end of Canelo's punches.
I just the Bivol fight, he looked very tired after the fourth. Against Ryder, he slowed down in the last 3 rounds or so. Ryder was putting hands on him. And those, he was just,
No,
it is what it is.
yeah, you're right.
So, so
And
like, I
Bill, I
just,
mean, he's a fucking machine, and I have questions about why he's a machine, but yeah, he's a fucking machine.
even old ass Golovkin in that third fight, like in those last 2 rounds, like he was putting on. Canelo was kind of like, whoo, like I'm just saying, like he like he dominated the fight, but the last 2 rounds, Canelo looked kind of like, man, this old
So,
man ain't going
do you
nowhere.
think he had the Fury syndrome? So, like, you know what? These guys, I'm gonna walk through them. Maybe I
No,
won't train as hard, or maybe I won't do what I usually do. But I think in facing David, it's going to be a whole different
maybe a
story.
little bit, maybe
Yeah, I'm just saying
subconsciously,
it happens
yeah,
even to the best of fighters. Like,
maybe subconsciously just said, I got this, like you know what I
absolutely,
mean? Yeah.
absolutely.
But I do think he trained hard. I do think
Yeah, I'm not saying that he didn't,
he was
but
training in high elevation. He had long training
but
camps.
I can say that depending on who you're going to face, there might be some different things that you do.
Now Jermel didn't do anything to try to tire out Canelo, right? Because he paces himself just like Canelo does, so it kind of
That
played to Canelo's
was
sense. But
yeah.
I don't know what this really means, but he did not look tired at all in the Jermel fight.
Uh,
Like
oh
Canelo cruised through that one with relative ease, and he
yeah,
didn't look tired at all. So
no.
I don't know. It just depends. But I just think the David fight's going to be a very challenging fight, a physically taxing fight. David's not going to stop. And the one thing, this is David's strength in this fight. He's not going to allow Canelo to rest. He just doesn't. He's going to keep coming
I
after him.
just think my only question is is he going to be able to maintain this weight, or is he going to move up to 175? Because he mentioned it at the end of his fight. He's a big guy. You know that he was big from beginning, like he came down so much in his life. Is he going to be able to maintain? MAW, thank you so much. Hello, fans. In chat, Canelo versus DB is the fight most of us want to see. We should sell well, and we'll be on fire. Smash the like, please. Yes, smash the like, and yes, I agree. That is the fight we want to see. I'm just going
Shout out to
by.
MAW from Australia, by the
Yes,
way. Those are
yes.
$5 Australian, Christine. You're getting money from Australia.
Australians. Love y'all. I want to go visit you. My girl from Australia is coming down in December, Alexis, to train with us. I'm
She's
so
gonna
excited.
already? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's coming again. I'm so excited. Love
It
Australia.
was just her birthday yesterday, actually. I saw it.
It was her birthday. Yes, absolutely. But I guess the thing that put a question or a doubt in my head is that he was talking about Bivol and Better Beef. So I'm like, are you trying to let us know that maybe you can't make this weight again? Or was it a struggle? Did you have to kill yourself? I don't know. That's just what goes through my mind.
It's I want to see this fight. I just do. And if I'm Canelo, this is what I do, Christine. This is my 2 more fights with PBC, right?
Yes.
This is what I would do. Give me Benavidez in May. If for whatever reason Benavidez beats me, we'll run it back in September. But if he beats Benavidez like I'm expecting him to in a very tough fight, but if he wins that fight, then you do the Crawford fight in September. Then you got 2 mega fights.
Okay,
right?
I like your style. I like it. I like
it. That's what I would like. And in the meantime, speaking of Australia, and I'm going to have his manager tomorrow.
What you're gonna say.
Yeah, I'm going to have his manager tomorrow, and I'm definitely going to ask him. But in the meantime, maybe, just maybe we'll get an early Christmas present and get an announcement at some point that it might be Tim Tszyu versus Terrence Crawford. Maybe. Can I wish? Can I hope? Can a Christmas kid can Santa?
I don't know who wants to see that besides you, Calix Boxing, and who beat
MAW. You don't want to see Tim Tszyu versus.
And Australia.
Okay, Christine. Let me put it this way: who do you want to see Crawford fight?
Honestly, I would. I mean, in my own little fantasy world, I would like to see him put a few guys down, but then the ultimate fight would be Canelo.
Okay, but let's say you don't think if in my perfect world, right? Canelo fights, right? Canelo fights Benavidez.
Yeah.
Crawford fights Tim Tszyu. Those are 2 big fights.
Okay.
And then if Crawford wins his and Canelo wins his, then they fight in September.
Okay, I can see that. Okay, I can see that.
You're telling me you wouldn't be excited for Tim
But
Tszyu
I'm not
Crawford.
just on fire about that right now with Tim Tszyu. I'm not.
This girl is on fire. You're gonna be on fire. You know what I mean?
Not for that. So
if not that, who do you want to see? Jermall against Crawford?
Just knock him out, move him out the way.
Oh, you want to see Jermall get knocked out? Is what's happening. Well, Tim Tszyu can knock him out too. I mean, what does that mean?
I know. You're right. You're absolutely right. So hold on. We have to read Michael Simmons' comment because that's my son. We're here for his birthday.
Of course. All right.
And so he says, "Thank you both. Canelo will shine against David Benavidez. By the way, pin this comment and remember the fight will happen. I do believe it's going to happen. I do absolutely believe it's going to happen. Thank you, son."
So let's say Christine, and by the way, happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, birthday.
That is the one whose birthday, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So
30.
Okay. Man, I wish I was 30.
I don't.
Man, you don't. What do you mean?
I'm happy where I'm at.
I want to go back. Not forward in years, Christine, but
no, we either die young or live a long life.
Man, but here's the thing. So if Crawford is not getting the fight against Canelo in May, let's just it's a possibility, right?
I don't think it will happen, but I
Okay, so
don't know.
let's say that doesn't happen. And let's say that's out of the
Yeah,
question till at the least September, or not ever, right?
right.
Who do you want to see Crawford fight next?
I mean, I think that to shut people up, like it doesn't make any sense. It could be a tune-up fight. It would be a tune-up fight. I would like to see him just totally shut people up and fight Boots.
He just had
Um,
a tune-up against Spence. Like he's had his
okay.
tune-up. So what?
He can have,
I'm just
you know
joking. I'm
what, he's
joking.
man. He can have as many tune-ups as he wants.
But the
So I'm
Spence
not,
fans are gonna get mad at me. Like I'm
they're
joking.
gonna get
Okay,
mad at you.
but it's
Definitely.
good.
Like I'm not on fire about he and Boots. Like I'm not like, oh my God, I'll pay $200. But just to shut people up, because you get so tired of people thinking they know what they're talking about. And it's just like, you know what, shut them up and then let's move on to the mega fight, which I believe is Canelo.
So you want to just go straight to a Canelo fight, but if it's not Canelo, then who?
That's what I'm saying. Let him shut people up and fight Boots just for the hell of it. Boots
Oh,
has nothing to
boo!
offer.
Oh,
He
okay,
has
okay, okay.
nothing to give Spence. He has nothing to give Spence. I mean, nothing to give Bud. But Bud will give him a payday.
So you just
He
want
has
to
nothing
you
to
just want
offer.
the Boots fans to shut up, right?
Yeah, I do.
Man.
I do. The thing that turned me off to Boots is
Uh-oh.
that one of the things, Bud was giving him props. I saw him in an interview and he was saying, he reminds me a lot of me. He's a switch hitter. He's this, he's that, he's blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, no. Mm-mm. No, I'm not like him at all. You know what? That was a compliment and you should have taken it. So after that, I was like, okay, I'm done.
So he
I'm petty.
disrespected
I
Bud.
know. I'm emotional. I know. But it is what it is.
All right. So Boots is the way to go.
Shut
Like I'm
people
not
up.
against it. Like I like the fight.
Shut them
I
up.
mean, one more. What about Jermell? What if Jermell wants that work with Crawford? Then what? Like, is that a fight you're
Man,
interested in?
let's shut them down too. Let's shut them down.
Because after what he did to him, like remember when he was beating up Spence and he looked at him and he grabbed his like,
Yes.
you know what I
I
mean? And
was
he was
like,
like,
yes. Even though he just lost, but yeah.
so if Spence is front row, is he gonna do the same thing to Spence while he's beating up Jermell?
Well, yeah,
That's
and I guess the question would be, is he gonna fight the little one or the big one?
I'm not
Jamel is
sure. Probably Mel.
probably Mel.
Now, is this the rematch was ordered, but we're not hearing anything? Is you think this fight's gonna happen with the rematch with him and Spence? I want to just move
Honestly,
on, but like, I
I
mean,
don't think it is. And honestly, I don't want to see it because even though I knew Bud was going to win, and I'm a huge Bud fan, I've said this many times before. I love EJ. I do. I do not want to see him take any more punishment. I don't, because
yeah, but Crawford could use another tune-up, though. Like,
I believe that it would be worse. I believe it
damn,
would be worse. I do.
worse, huh?
Yes.
The crazy thing, you know what's crazy? Crawford is so good at adjusting and all that
Absolutely.
in the fight, right?
Yeah.
From one round to the other. Imagine the adjustments he could make from one fight to the other.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I don't think he's ever had a rematch ever.
Well, the thing is that we know, people that know,
Mhm.
that EJ is not going to have any adjustments made if he has the same team behind him. None.
What if he gets the eye of the tiger? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, you have to spend time with, another trainer, another, team. It's just, I think that he has proven himself, and I want him to sail, across the ocean and live his life with his beautiful family. I do.
Man.
That's what I want to see.
Well, with that said, Christine, any final words before we wrap this one up? Because I know you're out there
No,
on
I
vacay.
appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate our chat. We have the best chat ever. And tune in on Wednesday, Women Crushing It Wednesdays. Um, we have a surprise coming on Wednesday, so I will let that out tomorrow. It's going to be a great show, and love to love you all.
I don't know about the surprise. What's going on right here? Like I thought I was the insider of the channel. Like
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
let you
getting
know
information.
after this. I'll let you
Yeah.
know after.
So
I will send.
I want you all to appreciate Christine.
It's
She's
been
on.
brewing on. It's been brewing on Twitter. I'll just say that.
Okay. Well, look, Christine is out there on vacation, and she still came on here to give you guys a show. Here she is. So I hope you guys appreciate it, and make sure you tune in on Wednesday because she's putting in that work, and we always appreciate Coach Christine. So with that said, this is D-Style Boxing, and for everybody out there, we appreciate you once again. Keep it boxing. We're out. Peace.
Thanks so much.